तिमी रश्मिलाई उठाउरहेको हो गुड मर्निङ अझै रश्मि उठा गुड मर्निङ गुड मर्निङ ल होस् ह्यान्ड होल्ड गरेर रश्मि हेडबिन लाउनु पर्थेन नि हामी कायाको स्कुलमा छौँ है छोरी के छ नि काया
मेरो जुत्ताको दाम छ
हो
मेरो खुट्टामा जुत्ताको दाम छ
मुटुमा मेरो नाम छ
हो ल ल त ना डान्स गर्दियो डान्स गर्दियो छ मैले दिदीहरुले डिस्टर्ब गरे यो मेरो अरे सबले पानी हाले के घाँस त सबै सुकिहाल्यो पानी हाले भिजी भयो अनि भिजी गर्ने नाना त हो नि के हुँदैन जाऊ जाऊ हैन सिटिनमा ल्याप हैन वन वन गर सिंगल सिंगल गर जाऊ जाऊ डु इट अब काएको पालो ल
हाय दिल तू जा तू दर्द दी दवा तू जद तक मैं जीना मेरे जीण दी वजह तू ठुमक ठुमक जब हिट छे तू पहाड़ी बाटोमा छम छमा पायल घुंघरू बजन ग्यार खुटमा लाल ग्यार कंगना हाथ में चूड़ी छन हरा लाल ग्यार कंगना
कन्फर्मेसन पठाएन अनि त गर्दैनन् होला के आज पनि भन्न ठानेको त बिहान त फोन गरेर एकछिन टिभीलाई बिस्तारै रेलगाडी बिस्तारै गर न हेर त्यो दुईजना दादागिरीहरू गाली त यो हो भद्र गाली त के हो गाली त महागाली सानी हे रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ प्रभु हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ प्रभु हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे ओए 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 हरे राम पखन पछाडि समात्दैन के गर्दैछ स्लोली अमानी हे रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ प्रभु हे रामचंद्र जगन्नाथ प्रभु Wow, it's a basketball, you know. The ball is basketball. होइन हुन्न भित्र बल्के महिना छोरी
Papa said, Johnny, Papa.
झिङ्गाले हैरान बनायो के गर्ने त्यो झिङ्गालाई भन त हैरान बनायो झिङ्गाले हैरानै बनायो हो मोरा झिङ्गा बाहिर जाऊ भन्यौ न अब बाहिर जान्छ अघि दिदी के गरेको भन्छौ त दिदीले के गरेको बाहिर गरेको है जम्कल्यो अनि लड्यो अनि गर्यो है के गर्यो उसले अनि लड्यो अनि ठिक छ के छ वेलकम अब चलेर बसिन्छ उठेर सिधा पनि उठेर बसिन्छ
Oh my god, Kita! Who are you? Kita, Zoro. I miss you so much.
Did you just sleep there?
No, I was here.
That is here for you.
Yeah. Yeah.
कस्तो छौ ठिक छौ तिमी हो ठिक छौ बिग अघि चाहिँ खै बिग खै
ल भाग्यो ल एक्साइटेड भएको ल एक्साइटेड भयो
खै बिग अघि चाहियो
ल भाग्यो
भाग्यो जानु भाग्यो Oh my god, I miss you big much.
अझै
Ready?
एक्सरसाइज
अङ्कललाई स्क्वाट गर्नु भयो त
अब अलि एक्सरसाइज
हो
हो
हो ह मन पर्यो तिमीलाई नि
के रहेछ टटल रहेछ
ए टोटल भने के हो खोइ रश्मिले काउन्ट गरेको खै
रातो लगाइदिएपछि अनि ठिक्क हुन्छ कि अन्त बसिरहन्छ लाउ चिज
खै डरायो बिर्सिए जस्तो तर यहाँ पनि मिल्छ
काम छ
रेडी हातमाथि है त Ready? Come on. Bend your leg. Go to the sky. Higher, guys.
काँड आफै हल्लिन सक्छ
Higher.
रश्मि हो
Higher. Higher. Huh? Watch out, Sanu. Watch out. हामीसँग त क्यामेरै छ नि
ए अँ धेरै हिँड्यो कति राम्रो बाटो देखियो कि हो कस्तो मजाको नेचर हो
कस्तो रमाइलो छ है यहाँनिर यत्रो जङ्गल छ कस्तो रमाइलो छ क्या
गाएको भोलि स्कुल छ कि बिदा छ?
भोलि स्याटरडे सन्डे छुट्टी मकै भुटी है।
पर्सि के छ पर्सि? मन्डे जाने मन्डे।
हो भन्नु न। Who is riding a bike? Which one is the bike? बाइक चलाउँदा त्यसो नगर न त लडिन्छ रे भगवान।
पहिला एकछिन बसेर
We are riding bike.
कता जानु लाग्यो? एलम क्रिक जानु लाग्यो
Alam Peak, Columbus.
हो
Alam Peak, Daniel again.
के
Columbus. You haven't made it short. Lina Daniel, okay? Lina.
हो ल त
You
ल
haven't made it short.
त्यसो नगर नि रश्मि।
Yes, sorry.
It's a rough road. Whoa, whoa, whoa. It's a very rough road, eh? Hey.
Hold on guys, hold on.
Ready? I'm a very smooth road up. Smooth road. Whoa!
के म त त्यो तिनीहरू रोकिरह होला भन्ने ठानेको। लाइनमा बसिरह भन्दा ए हामी न मैले नि लाइनमा बसिरह होला भन्ने ठानेको त रोकेको पो रहेछ। ऊ त्यहाँ अगाडि हो कि क्या र सेतो लाउने हो ऊ अगाडि सेतो लाउने। फोटो चाहिँ खिचिरा खै फोटो नाइकीमा जाने नाइकीमा छिर्ने लाइन।
कस्तो डल केही याद नभयो।
Mr. Golden Sun, please sign the moon. We are driving and driving. We are driving in Ohio State.
सिधै हो सिधै बिकज 2 माइल छ। अब त मैले नि त उयो हेरिरहेको छु ठ्याक्कै यो डाउनटाउन क्रस भएर अलिकति उतापट्टि जानुपर्छ क्या हामी। मान्छे 1 माइलमा बस्नु 1 माइलमै छ बिचमा बस्नु है। हजुर सर ठिकै छ 1.5 माइल भनेपछि बिहानको 8 बजेको ट्राफिक है लगभग। यता पर अस्ति जाँदा यो सिन्सिनाटी भन्ने ठाउँमा जानु थियो होइन अस्ति।
त्यो पनि राइट लेन एन्ड्स नै रहेछ।
भरपुर सिटी भएर ड्राइभ गर्ने भयो अहिले।
यो हाम्रो बेबीहरूको हस्पिटल चाहिँ यही हो। यहाँ पनि छ अनि यहाँ एकदम राम्रो छ मेडिकलको तर पैसा चाहिँ राम्रै दिनुपर्छ तिमी त होइन अब
इन्सुरेन्स
कम्पनीले दिन्छ के अरे हामीले त सजिलै छ तर मेडिकल नर्मल मान्छेहरूको लागि चाहिँ एकदम एक्सपेन्सिभ हो अनि तर लो इन्कममा पर्यो भने फेरि सरकारले दिन्छ
ओके
कताबाट प्रोटेक्ट त भइहाल्छ कि
लो इन्कम चाहिँ कति हुनुपर्छ लाइक मिनिमम के अरे म्याक्सिमम लो इन्कम हुनलाई
30 भन्दा कम भयो भने
30,000 इयरली भन्दा
कम भयो भने सबै सरकारले दिन्छ
अनि त्यो स्टेट अनुसार हो कि अब के छ
होइन फेडरल रुल नै हो यो फेडरल नै हो हरेक बच्चाको पैसा आउँछ कि तर त्यो तपाईँको ऊ भए पनि लाइक राम्रै इन्कम छ भने पनि बच्चाको चाहिँ ट्याक्सहरू फिर्ता आउँछ कि हाम्रै बेबीहरूको पनि आउँछ कि दुइटाको
ए हो
25,000 आउँछ
महिनाको
होइन महिनाको होइन
वर्षको
वर्षमा हाम्रो त लगेको हुन्छ नि त उनीहरूले तर त्यसमा चाहिँ बच्चाहरूको चाहिँ
बच्चाहरूको भने त्यति फिर्ता दिन्छ हाम्रो उता चाहिँ तपाईँको 55,000 युकेमा सिधै हो त्यो दुइटा लिन यसैमा दुइटामा बस्न युकेमा चाहिँ तपाईँको वर्षको 55,000 भन्दा माथि गएपछि यु डोन्ट गेट एनिथिङ
त्यही हो यहाँ पनि 60,000 भन्दा माथि त केही पनि लगभग पाइनँ तर पनि दिन्छ सरकारले चाहिँ 60,000 लाई पनि लो इन्कम नै कन्सिडर गर्छ लुकिङ एट यो फ्यामिली कतिको लार्ज छ कति मेम्बर छ कतिवटा बच्चा छ त्यसमा डिपेन्ड भयो नि त तपाईँ अनि त्यसले नपुग्ने भयो जस्तो भयो भने अब तपाईँको घर लोन छ भने यताउता होइन 60,000 स्टिल तपाईँ एलिजिबल फर सो मेनी थिङ्स तर मेडिकलको लागि तपाईँ मेडिकल प्रोटेक्सनको लागि चाहिँ हुनु भएन मेडिकल प्रोटेक्सनको लागि चाहिँ यहाँ चाहिँ अब ओबामा केयरहरू अनि मेडिकेयर होइन मेडिकेड भन्ने हुन्छ दुइटा
तिनीहरू के गभर्मेन्टको इन्सुरेन्स
गभर्मेन्ट हो मेडिकेयर चाहिँ अब कोही प्रेग्नेन्ट छ पैसा कति पनि कमाउँदैन भने उसले चाहिँ मेडिकेयर कभरेज पाउँछ अनि मेडिकेड भनेको चाहिँ बुढाबुढी 65 प्लसहरूले जसले पनि पाउँछ त्यो चाहिँ
पेन्सनहरू
मैले पनि पाउँछु किन भन्दा मैले अहिलेसम्म ट्याक्स पे गरिरहेको छु नि त अनि त्यो मेरो प्रोफाइल बिल हुँदा मैले चाहिँ जागिर खाएपछि बेबीहरू प्लान गरेको भएर चाहिँ कहिले पनि पाएन कि मैले सरकारको
सबै इन्सुरेन्सबाटै
दिनु पर्यो अनि डिडक्टिबल दिनु पर्यो होइन
तपाईँले त्यो इन्सुरेन्स एक्सेस गर्दाखेरि चाहिँ मिनिमम यति एक्सेस फी भन्ने तिर्नुपर्छ कि पर्दैन
भन्नाले हाम्रो यहाँ पिपिओ त्यस्तो प्लान भन्ने हुन्छ होइन
प्राइभेट हेल्थ केयर गर्दाखेरि जस्तै फर्स्टको 100 अथवा 200 आफूले तिर्ने अनि त्यसपछि बाँकी
डिडक्टिबल भन्नु मैले चाहिँ हाई डिडक्टिबलमा हालेको छु हाई डिडक्टिबल भनेको चाहिँ कस्तो हुन्छ भन्दा अब हेल्दी पिपलहरूले लिने हो क्या त्यो चाहिँ अब तपाईँ
रिस्क कम भयो नि
स्योर हुनुहुन्छ कि अब मलाई खासै रोगसोग छैन म धेरै हस्पिटल जान्न वेल चेक भिजिट बाहेक होइन अरू चाहिँ जान्न भन्ने भयो भने हाई डिडक्टिबल लिदिने त्यो भएपछि तपाईँको अलिअलि त कभर गरिहाल्छ तर कति 5,500 डिडक्टिबल छ 5,500 मैले पे गर्ने त्योभन्दा माथि चाहिँ उनीहरूले पे गर्ने 100% त्यतिसम्म कम्प्लिटली मैले पे गर्ने नै होइन 80 गजब ब्युटिफुल हो दिदीबहिनीहरूको फोटो खिच्दिनु सबैको ल उता बस्छ जाऊ खै बुढा त हेर्दैछ
यसको पनि सुरुवाल कहाँ गर्छ त नि त्यही मिलेछ त यसको त जोड
के छ गाया कस्तो ब्युटिफुल हो
यसको त सुरुवाल मिलेछ हेर न
अत नि
उसको त
उसका कान्छालाई हेर्नु नि त कान्छालाई
मैले लगाइदिनै छ नि सबै
यता हेर यता पैसा ल्याऊ है पैसा ल्याऊ है
त यहाँ भिडियो खिच्दै गर्नु त म पैसा लिएर आउँछु पैसाहरू त्यहाँ पनि एकचोटि जाउँ न जाऊ कान्छी पनि जाऊ ल एकचोटि होइन तिमी त्यहाँ एकछिन बस्नु न बाबा बिन्दा दिदी ल्याउनुपर्छ कि बिन्दा दिदी ल्याउनुपर्छ कान्छी बिन्दा दिदी ल्याउनुपर्छ कि हामीलाई दिनुपर्छ भन्नुपर्छ बहिनीहरूलाई
यही भयो ल दिदीलाई दियो ल छोरो तिमी के अङ्गुर खाने अङ्गुर अलिक देख्ने जस्तो लाग्थ्यो मलाई अङ्गुर नदिने है ल यो अङ्कलको प्रसाद ल हाम्रो छोरो ल तिमी एप्पल खाने
ल ल मिल्दैन रे
ए हैन ए
मम्मीलाई देऊ न त ल मम्मी खाइदिनु ल
अब भर्खरै खोइराखेपछि टिका लाउँदैछ राखी बाँध्नु
यो उसले बेसी दाम पारेर मलाई बाँध्दिनु
ए सामने
ल लाउनु
सामने
ल त निकाल त आमालाई दिउँ आन्टी दिउँ त ल
यस्तो
ल
सामने माता
छोरो आ मेरो छोरो आ ल यता हो बाबाको काखमा
तपाईको छोरो छोरो आइन
जामा दिदी तपाईँले हेर्नु त्यो सिपको विङ्स हेर्नु त त्यत्रो हुन्छ
Who is this for?
Nia.
Okay, and
Shivani. Pubani.
अनि
के गर्ने
Santa to
शिवनी
Nia.
ओके अच्छा
ज्याकेट लाऊ अनि बल्ल त्यस्तो हुन्न हात छिराउ अनि बल्ल त्यसरी फस्छ कि हुँदैन आई डोन्ट वान्ट इट
पकेटमा क्या नि चेक गर पकेट पकेट चेक गरेर सरी के झर्न लाग्यो नि अब यहाँ अब खस्न लाग्यो अब हराउँछ गाडी आउँदैछ उता हेर्नुपर्छ
19
त्यही भएर पकेट राम्रो सामान त पर्छ
1911 मा यो
I've been on this earth more than her.
113 वर्ष पुरानो
Mommy, can you put the zip?
Yeah, sure.
त्यसको एउटा विङ्स चाहिँ त्यहाँ रहेछ के हो हेरेको मैले उता यसो सर हेर्न के आएछ व्हाट इज दिस इज दैट स्टीम ला उ त्यता जाम ला इट्स अ नाइस पार्क राम्रो बनाएर छ है यहाँ त्यही त नि दिदी हराउनु होला है फेरि हिँड्न नसकेर हो के हो ए त्यसले गर्दा एक्लै त्यहाँ बस्छ फेरि वाटर फाउन्टेन Whoa, careful, eh? What is this? Can you go inside?
Yeah, do you see a hole?
Whoa, it's a big hole. पुरा तलन झार राखेको छ कि
Hello, Dad.
हेलो भद्रकोल Whoa, nice. Whoa, give me a high five. Huh? ल वहाँ स्विङमा नि गरेर खेल जाऊ वहाँ स्लाइड स्विङ गर्नु पर्यो फेरि मम्मीले फेरि हिँडिहाल्ने भनिदिन्छ अहिले Do it again.
Why did you do it? त्यहीँबाट स्टार्ट गर्न लाउनु पर्छ नि.
No, but you did stop from me.
Oh, yes, I did.
Hold it tight,
I
है
know
Saurabh.
you can do it.
Hold it tight.
I think, yeah, you are rushing a little bit, but then you can do it.
बिस्तारै छोरा बिस्तारै. Wait for a moment and then
Yeah,
take a turn.
right time. You're rushing a little bit.
छोड दे. You don't need to hold mommy hands. You can do it yourself. Wobbly छ है, जानु careful. Whoa! Let's go on that one. Ladder. ल मम्मी जाऊ तिमी. यहाँबाट जानु यहाँबाट यता टाढो हो. ओ. Whoa! यहाँबाट फेरि जाऊ त. यहाँबाट यताबाट हेर रश्मि. यहाँबाट गएर you have to go through the bridge. No, you have to go through this bridge. हुँदैन यहाँबाट. Go through. You have to go through this bridge.
That this is the last one.
नहत्याउन एकछिन. You have to be careful. You have to go this side, you know that. छोड दे. She will figure it out. She knows these things. Well done. Oh. She's doing it. माथि आऊ छोरो माथि यता आउनी हो यता. न यता आऊ नि यहाँबाट स्लाइडमा जाने. फेरि सिद्धिहाल्छ. फोकेमा खिच्यो त्यो गरेर. मैले चस्मा कहाँ राखेको पछाडि राखेको. ल सानो त्यो साइडमा हेर है. You can see the big lake.
Look, we are on the bridge.
चारवटा लेन त चारवटा नि थाहै. बिग ब्रिज हो. ठ्याक्कै न्युक्यासलतिरको जस्तो भयो.
मलाई त त्यस्तो न्युक्यासल होइन, फोर्ट ब्रिज.
फोर्ट ब्रिज जस्तो भयो. म्यासिभ रहेछ. त्यो ब्रिज आउने भएर सिप आउने भएर कि.
अर्को किन्नु न बुढा.
कति वर्ष भयो?
How many years do I have to hear the same story, same complaint again and again?
देखिदियो. यसरी
लाइन मुझे बुढा टेक मी टु द प्लेसेस भनेको अमेरिकाको यस्तो गाउँमा लिएर राख्ने मलाई
हामी त कता आऊ छोरा गाली नगर न सिम ल छोड्देऊ तिमी जाऊ ल
भयो
यसलाई टक्क कार्ड हाल्ने अनि त्यसपछि उतो बटन प्रेस गर्ने अनि त्यसपछि टक्क यहाँ हालेपछि त्यहाँ चाहिँ अन भयो ल पर ग्यालन हुँदो रहेछ यहाँ 5 ग्यालनको $21 कति जान्छ अब यहाँ चाहिँ नयाँ भनेको त्यो बटन चाहिँ प्रेस गर्नुपर्ने चाहिँ 87% प्युरिफाई 89 93% मात्रै खाएर
That's Canada.
भिडियो बनायो
And we're in America. All the way from Australia.
What is that?
And from London. कस्तो बलियो छ के मेरो छोरी त Oopsie. Oops.
I'll choco, make it louder.
I'm wearing an ashtray dress. It's also have a penguin ball here, and I have a spin scooter. And I'm pushing it up.
Wow, it's a nice place to be.
तिमीले त एल्साको ड्रेस लगाएको
Asha,
आनाको
Asha.
Oh look, there is a bridge in between the building. Can you see?
On the top.
Wow. There, mommy.
Hi.
Wow.
Ah.
They have a bridge between the buildings.
Oh, honey.
Oh, near.
Kata. किन होला त्यसो आतङ्कवादी
तिरे फुल
भोलिदेखि अस्ट्रेलियामा नि होला नि त पुस गरिदिन्छु ल हिँड हिँड अगाडि हिँड
They started adding 2 pieces of gum to the pack of soap. People liked the taste of the gum sample, quickly rebranded into a chewing gum company. Now you're going to see the same architectural style behind us across the river on the London Guarantee and Accident Building. Designed by Alfred Alschuler in 1922, it's that French Beaux-Arts. It's the tallest residence in Chicago. It's the highest point you can live in this city. Yell out a few guesses as to what the monthly rent is. I will give you a hint. It is less than $100,000 a month.
Wow. Rent.
$99,999. Anybody else? $1. Said 20,000? Close to that? Yeah, well, you got the closest if you said 20 or 27,000. It's $37,000 a month to live there. Even it's $37,000. So if you're thinking like 99,000, go up there. You can afford it. I mean, it's $37,000 a month, but it's 4 bedrooms, it's 4 bathrooms. Get a few roommates. Split up that rent. Now, if I were to do that, I'd probably need to get like 60 roommates. So now I'm going to sit down. That's because I'm not going to talk about what's around us. I'm going to talk about what is underneath us, the river. Now I have a question. To answer it, point. What direction does the river flow? Does it flow from the river? It sounded cooler. Now this is the way they did it. They dug a 26-mile-long canal that connected the Chicago River into the Des Plaines River. Now the reason they connected those rivers is the Des Plaines River at the time of that construction had a 5-foot lower water line than the Chicago River. Water's always going to go where gravity takes it, and since that river was lower than ours, if we connected the two, our water would fall into the Des Plaines, reversing the flow of our river permanently. The canal project was massive. More dirt was moved in that canal than the Panama Canal, but it was finished on January 2nd of 1900, where they blew the final dam up, holding the lake back, and like magic, the river began to flow from the lake into the river, down that canal, which they called the Sanitarian Ship with a P canal, into the Des Plaines, out to the Illinois, out to the Mississippi, out to the Gulf of Mexico. Yay, clean water. Here's the issue. Everyone hated us for doing this. Indiana sued us, Wisconsin sued us, Michigan sued us, and St. Louis sued us. St. Louis sued us because they woke up the next morning and what did they find? Years ago, that was proven, so it's not hard to believe that's the same reason the Chicago fire started. And my third favorite and final theory is the O'Leary's neighbor accidentally started the fire. That neighbor went by the greatest name of all time, Pegleg O'Sullivan. That's his real name, Google it. Pegleg is said to have dumped out his pipe onto the O'Leary's lawn, causing it to set alight. The fire was immensely damaging. 17,000 buildings were destroyed, 250 people lost their lives, and 90,000 people were left homeless. The reason the fire stopped burning after about a day and a half is it rained. Rain ended the Chicago fire. After the rain started, big rebuild occurred over the course of 20 years. I'm going to get to that rebuild and the other two F's as we're heading back to the lock, but now let's talk about what we can see. And the biggest thing we can see is kind of the obvious thing, Lake Michigan. Now the most common question I get about this lake really is this a lake? It is. It's one of the 5 fresh water on the other side of the skyline, but they get mixed up for a very valid reason. Those two buildings are brothers. Bruce Graham and Fosler Kahn designed the Hancock Building in 1968. It's 1,028 feet tall. They also designed the Willis/Sears Tower in 1973. It's 1,456 feet tall. So the end of the story, something you have to know is how Chicago cleaned everything up after the fire of 1871. We had a lot of burnt up debris in buildings to clean up, so how do we clean all that stuff up? We literally shoved it into the lake, and that created landfills. All the buildings you see on the lakefront here, or anything, just swims to the shore and he tells the city, hey city, I got my boat stuck, what do I do? Basically, Chicago tells them, too bad, so sad. You got your boat stuck, what are we supposed to do about it? George Wellington Streeter takes that as, oh, the city of Chicago has given me all of the land that is underneath my boat. It's my land now, but it's covered by water. So he tells all the crews cleaning up after the fire, hey guys, push all this debris around my boat, create a state. So what that means? No laws in Streeterville. So they were game tax evasion. Now on the right. You're going to see a very flat building, almost fully obscured by trees, right on the lakefront here, close to us. Now, that flat building is Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer was written in Chicago for the Marshall Field Corporation. Marshall Field, before Christmas time, they would send out these little coloring books that if children visited the store, they would give them this coloring book, and it would be a poem that is put to images. Rudolph, that was the first thing that Rudolph was, one of those little coloring books. does sway in the wind 18 inches in either direction on a windy day, a whole 1.5 feet. I can prove this to you, but it takes some work on y'all's end. Have to go to the top floor of the Willis Tower. It is called Willis. Have to go to the top floor on a windy day, go into the bathroom of that top floor, and look down into all the toilets. What you'll find is water swaying around back and forth as the building sways. Now, at the top of the building, you're going to see 2 white radio antennas. Now, I have a question for you guys about these 2 white radio antennas. It's a yes or no question. Even if you don't know the right answer, yell one out. It doesn't matter if you're right or wrong. Do the 2 white radio antenna contribute to the height of that building, yes or no? No. But if you said yes, I don't blame you. It depends on what's on your building. Those are radio antenna. They serve a specific mechanical function to them. They do something up there, so they don't count towards the height because they don't count towards part of the structure, more of a separate tool sitting on top of the structure. But if you have a decorative spire, a little cutesy name, now, really random fun fact about Grant Park, there's a statue of President Lincoln in Grant Park and a statue of President Grant in Lincoln Park, and this was a mistake. Now, the most famous thing in Grant Park, I would say, is the Buckingham Fountain. Now, the Buckingham Fountain is going to come into view where you see the break in the tree line, where you see those cars and those tents, there's one of those little buildings. You're going to start to see a fountain come into view. Now, that's one of the largest fountains. The Queen of Great Britain heard about the fire and felt really bad that the fire had caused the city to lose our library. So what did she do? She sent us 5,000 books to restart the library. Very nice of Queen Victoria. Now, the weird detail about that story is before the Chicago fire, we did not have a library. Don't know where she got that, but when the Queen of Great Britain sends you 5,000 books, you best be starting a library. That's how we started the Chicago Public Library. Love New York City to the point he would add a little bit of New York City flair onto his buildings. Good example of this is ahead of us on Riverview 2, the building with the green glass rounded piece to it. Carries up to the very top of that. What's he paying homage to? I was doing with NYC. I'll give you a big hint. It is supposed to look like the Statue of Liberty's crown at the top there. Now, where you see that crown piece, that is the penthouse to the apartment building, which is currently for sale for $8.4 million. Hefty chunk of change. Let me compare it to something. The penthouse that's $37,000 a month that I talked about. The person leasing that out right now originally paid $24 million for raw space. Raw space is concrete walls, concrete floor, concrete ceiling. For $8.4 million. Also notice how the windows on that building are bluish green, on that building are bluish green, and that building, and that building, and most of the buildings surrounding us right now, they got bluish green windows. The reason behind this is the river. They want to complement and reflect the natural color of the river, and this bluish green you're looking at is the natural color of the river. It's caused by Lake Michigan. Y'all saw the lake, it was just as bluish green as it is right here, and it's that way for a bad reason. There's an invasive species living in Lake Michigan called a zebra mussel. It's like a filter feeding clam. When they filter feed, they create algae. That algae is the color of the river in the lake. You might be apprehensive to believe this, though, because we do notoriously dye this river bright green one day out of the year. One day around him, we're cladding their buildings in a lot of fancy carved stone and ornamentation. All that stuff was beautiful, but it cost money, it took time, and technically, it was unnecessary to the actual function of the building. Mies van der Rohe revolutionized the whole world of architecture with one phrase: less is more. He got rid of all the necessary stuff from the function of the building, not just the outside of it. So to put his work really into perspective, look at this black box building here. Not much to say about the building physically, right? But before Mies van der Rohe, no building in the world looked like that building. That might be a weird thing to hear, because if you've been to any modern city, every building in the world looks like that building. It's a plain rectangular steel box. That's called the International Style of Architecture. It basically sparked the modernist movement of architecture. Now, a huge part of Mies van der Rohe's career is he was a teacher, and he taught a lot of architects this whole less is more philosophy. I'm pretty sure one of his students disagreed with it, though, because that guy's name was Bertrand Goldberg, and he designed these 2 buildings right next to us. The Corn Cobs, as they're better well known in Chicago for obvious reasons. The actual name of the buildings is Marina City Towers, built in 1963 by Bertrand Goldberg in an effort to attract middle-class workers downtown to live, because folks, back in the day, Nobody wanted to live in downtown Chicago. Most people just work down here. So Bird Frame designed these two buildings like a city inside of a city. On the inside, there was a roller rink, a grocery store, a doctor's office, a movie theater, a bowling alley, any accommodation you could need or want to live downtown. The most common questions I get about those two buildings. One, what do the apartments look like on the inside? I got a weird answer for you there. A slice of pie. Enter the pointy end. It goes outwards towards the balcony. Other common question I get, has anybody ever driven off of the parking lot before? Yeah, 3 times. Twice for a movie, once for an advertisement. Nobody got hurt. The 2 movies. Steve McQueen's second to last film, The Hunter, and The Blues Brothers. Drove a car for both of those. Then the Allstate Insurance Company in the early 2000s drove a car halfway off the building, hung the car off the side, and put an Allstate billboard underneath that, sort of showing the worst case scenario for a vehicle in Chicago for their insurance company. Also, yes, the 2 buildings from that one Wilco album in the Bob Newhart show. Now, past the bridge on the right, you'll see a shorter red brick building called the Reed Murdoch Center, built in 1914 by George Nimmons. There's something weird about this one. Now, as you get out from underneath the bridge, if you look at the clock tower, count the columns of windows to the right of the clock tower. I'll do it for you. There are 6 columns of windows on that side. Look to the left side of the clock tower, count the columns of windows. There's only 5. The whole building is asymmetrical. The clock tower is not in the middle of the building. Why? That building was built in 1914. The bridge in front of us, built in the 1930s. Whenever they put that bridge in, they had to extend out the street there to put in that bridge house, and they knocked down that column of windows. In the Reed Murdoch Center, building wasn't always asymmetrical. Now, coming out from underneath the bridge, right next to us is 300 North LaSalle, designed by Picard and Chilton in 2009. This is one of the most environmentally friendly buildings in Chicago. This building was built with over 60% recycled materials. Would you guys believe me if I told you no air conditioning units in that building? You're only suffering in there right now. The way they cool the building off is using river water. They pump it in through the walls, pump it out cleaner than it actually already was. I am apprehensive to say that one though, because it may no longer be true, because that process heats the water up, and that can negatively affect the wildlife in the river. We do have wildlife in the river. Over 70 different species of fish live in the Chicago River. 78 to be exact. Largemouth bass is the newest species discovered here. Now, we also don't just have fish. If you live here, you might recall around last spring, like a year and a half ago, a giant turtle went viral. A giant snapping turtle was seen just kind of hanging out the side of the river. People freaked out about it. It was a big online campaign to name the turtle. Eventually, the turtle got named Chunkosaurus. Chunkosaurus, that's the name of the turtle. It's a very large turtle. Now, going back in time again, 1931, the Marshall Field Corporation, better well known today as Macy's, had 18 warehouse buildings scattered all around Chicago. They wanted to combine them into one building. If you're thinking 18 warehouses in one building, that'd be a ridiculously huge building. Look to the right. You'd be correct. That ridiculously huge building is called the Merchandise Mart. Built in 1931 by Graham Anderson, Probst & White. Whenever this massive Art Deco building was first built, it was the largest concrete building in the country by square feet. Today it's only number 2 in that category. It's second to the Pentagon. And now I'm going to draw your eye line lower with the Riverwalk. Our Riverwalk was completed in 2016. It's got 8 different sections, all with their own theme. And this section's theme you see right here is fishing. You can fish off these docks. Now, I just said this. We have over 70 different species of fish in the Chicago River. I want everyone to hear me on the boat right now. We have over 70 different species of fish, and I would not eat a single one of those fish. The Chicago River was very, 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 very dirty. Now the river, it's very dirty, don't eat the fish. But they do say, thanks to environmental efforts, we should be able to actually swim in the river by the year 2030. Less than 10 years. I'm going to have to give it a few more decades on that one. Maybe like the 2060s, I'll dip a toe or something. I don't know. Now, keep it on theme with the river. Let's talk about the bridges that we keep going underneath. Now, these bridges, they have a special name. They're called bascule trunnion bridges. Bascule means seesaw in French, and they open up in the middle like this. They open up every Wednesday and Saturday during the spring and fall to allow boats to come into the lake for the summertime or come into the river docks for the wintertime. Now, I know after I say all that, everyone's thinking the same exact thing, Zach. That's all well and good, but please, tell us, please, what is the color of the